Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. We're on some struts today, and whenever this one came in, it had a noise. We thought, oh, okay, strut mount. You know, popping and cracking whenever you turn the wheel back and forth, sitting still. So that's the strut bearing popping back and forth. So whenever it's something like that, it just automatically go for quick struts, which is the entire assembly. There's a reason we do that. You got to disassemble the entire thing, and the price for the quick strut is, it's really not that much more than than any part, including the labor to take it all apart and put it back together. But here is part of the reason why we go with quick struts. Here is the strut. As you can see, pretty flaky and crusty rusted, but the reason it was popping and cracking was because the spring is broken. And it coiled itself up around the mount. Here's the other piece, top piece of the coil, which is still stuck on there. But anymore, we're seeing it more and more, that you just don't replace one part on these things, because the rest of it's just as old, and they're having trouble. Everything has moved overseas. There are not very many foundries left in the US anymore, and Chinese standards are not as high when it comes to forging steel. And we're seeing a lot of broken springs, a lot of parts rusting out from the inside out. I mean, a piece of steel that's not cracked, not rusted on the outside, but it'll break. And then you look inside that break and you'll see a hole full of rust with the crack all the way around it. So what it is when they forged it with impure steel, and it had a pocket of contaminant in there that eventually just popped it apart. It's happening more and more. And whenever it comes to that, there are certain vehicles. It started with Ford some years ago. I was riding home on a motorcycle and I saw a coil of spring laying in the road, and I stopped and picked it up, and it had a Ford sticker on it. Funny. But now we're seeing others doing the same thing. This is a mid to late 2000s General Motors, and we started seeing a few of them doing the same thing. Just spring broke, no reason. He didn't slap the horn, play Dixie, and then jump over the creek with it. It just broke. So there's part of the reason why whenever you price a job, you want to find out what they're doing and why. Because if this customer had been priced strut mounts only, then they would have gotten a surprise. They would have gotten a phone call from the shop saying, oh, we got more wrong. If it had been priced with the springs only, well, then you're putting springs onto junk shocks. And then what if you put it all back together and the mount is bad? You know, they usually don't make any noise until they got weight on them. So you have to put it all back together to find out, oh, clunk, 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 clunk. So, yeah, that's part of the reason why, you know, your prices might vary greatly from one shop to the other. You know, just my thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. share it, hit your bell, whatever. Talk to you later.